On today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the DC Collectibles Arkham Origins, the Joker action figure. Coming to us from Series 1 of the Arkham Origins figures. They're packaged in an interesting looking shaped package. To some reasoning, it is a slender packaging, but then it billows out at the top here where you've got the Batman logo. And it's interesting the fact that it's raised. It's actually got a textured, it's textured all around the letters that show Batman there. Now this is the Joker, and there were 4 figures released in this wave. Joker was one I really wanted to get. I think overall he looks pretty good. I'm excited to get him out of package. Speaking of packaging, it doesn't look as if he comes with any sort of display stand, any sort of accessories, which is disappointing, especially for how much extra packaging, at least up top, that you have. But I mean, looking at it, you can see right off the bat. I mean, looking at the packaging, you can tell right away he comes with no accessories. On the back of the package, though, collect them all. We have Arkham Origins Batman, Arkham Origins the Joker, Arkham Origins Black Mask, and Arkham Origins Bane. All of them sculpted by Gentle Giants Studios. Based on the hit video game Batman Arkham Origins, featuring an expanded Gotham City, Batman Arkham Origins introduces an original prequel storyline set several years before Batman Arkham Asylum, and Batman's Arkham City taking place before the rise of Gotham City's most dangerous criminals. Players will meet many important characters for the first time and form key relationships. What I am going to do is take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Arkham Origins Joker. Stay tuned, there's more heading your way. So out of packaging, Joker sadly again doesn't come with any sort of display base. For the costs involved for creating a display, you know what, it would have been nice if they had just included one. It's such a small thing, but it's enough to just kind of show the figure. It's something that if they had the logo on a base, it's just something that brings out more personality in just the figure by having him, instead of him just sitting on a shelf as is. It's not to take anything away from the figure. I like the figure, but display base, come on, that could have easily been included. Speaking of other things that could have been included, Joker's fists are both closed. He has no means to hold an accessory whatsoever, and I guess it's fine because he doesn't come with any accessories. But again, something could have easily been included. A cane, a gun, anything. But Joker didn't come with it. The Clown Prince of Crime has been unfortunately relegated to have no base, no accessories. What you're getting is just a bare bones figure. Having said that, however, I like how the figure turned out. In fact, let's zoom into his face first, and we'll discuss that and we'll go from there. There's a certain dirtiness to the figure as a whole. I say that not only just to his face, really to the rest of his outfit, his shirt, his vest, his pants as well. There's just a dirty feel, not so much feel, but feel, quotations. There's a dirty vibe to the way that the figure is being presented. You may or may not like that, but you know what? I think it works for the figure. And it works for the character as well. One thing that really stands out to me, and I like a lot, is the hair. It's the way that I always personify and always think of Joker. I think of Joker with this big hairstyle, slicked back, but really, big and bulky at the top there. There's just I don't know, for me, that's the design of Joker that I like for myself. His face is very interesting. Kind of an amalgamation of old school Joker mixed with, the Nolan style Joker with the black eyes. There's just a dirtiness to it that I think I actually like. It's almost got just a real pasty chalkiness to it, as if it's more so a makeup and less an actual skin color, skin discoloration. His mouth is interesting as well, because I know his intention is that the figure itself, let me zoom the camera here, the intent, I guess, is that the figure is more so smiling. But when I look at it, it's almost as if it looks like he's biting his bottom lip, too. And I know that's just only my own perception of it. But I like the fact that he's kind of biting his lip out of anticipation. Spot creates all these stories for these figures, but that's the story I'm going with. It looks as if he's going to get away with something, or he's got a surprise that he can't wait to tell somebody. It looks to me like he's biting his bottom lip, and I know that's not the case. A nice pointy chin, also a trait of Joker I like. He's got very small eyes, but very devilishly creepy eyes as well. Not quite the same Joker outfit that you would come to expect either. He's got no tie. Much dingier version of the purple dreads that Joker would originally wear. He's still got the tailed jacket, although the tails are much further down than what we would have gotten with a earlier Joker. Black gloves. The inside is done well too, and I like also the fact that he's skinny. He's not a big, bulky Joker, which is something also that the original Arkham Asylum Joker had too. He was just that real lankiness that, for me, personifies Joker. So, Spot likes his face. Check. Spot likes the overall sculpt on his body. Check. So where does this figure go wrong? Well, it doesn't really go wrong. I just feel like for what it was, had it only had extra things, it could have been a much better figure. Case in point, the one thing I don't like is the fact that the figure has limited articulation. Sure, his head is on a very good ball joint, which I like, but his arms, for example, are just a standard swivel. Two things go wrong when you have a swiveled-armed character. When you swivel them, either in the elbow or in the shoulder, if you swivel them the wrong way, it looks awkward. And you can see right now, it looks awkward by having Joker's hand or his arm up like that. It kind of makes you feel like you have to keep it at a certain point, a certain position for it to look right. Why could we not have actually had a hinged joint where this arm could have gone out? Had we, for the sake of it, if we had given him a handgun, you could have actually had the arm facing out with the handgun drawn at Batman. Luckily, he does still have a ball joint in a hinge joint in the elbow. So the elbow does bend and it does rotate. I don't have any issues at all with this. I just wish this was not just a hinge. Other articulation, he does have a swivel and hinge in the hand, a swivel in the waist, and I also like the fact too that the rubber, the vest was sculpted further down from the belt, so when you move it, it gels just right. So even if you had the vest part of the upper torso and you rotate it, it probably would have looked awkward. By having this extra piece sticking down, though, it kind of takes away from anything that would have looked wonky down here. Other articulation, though, he does have swivel in the legs, but again, I can accept this because at least he's moving, but it could have been nice if it hinged out. This, though, by the two, I'm less bothered by the fact that his articulation in the legs is just this. Because you could have sculpted still a really nice, kind of jovial Joker walking, but hinged arms would have been nice. So even that is a nice sculpt, a nice way to pose him. But sadly, no display base, and at least he's got one peg hole on the bottom, so I might ultimately just kind of go through my tote of display bases, find one that works, probably just a basic one, and peg him into place, and I'll probably have it like this, or have it just sculpted down. Surprisingly, I like this figure a lot. Now, I've seen images and I've watched other reviews where paint was a bigger issue in some of the faces than others. I think I got off pretty good with a good face paint on Joker. It's pasty, but in a good way. It's not. It doesn't look messy. It doesn't look too out of place. It looks like Joker's just slapped this makeup on. The only thing, though, really could have helped this figure more so, I think, is articulation in the arms. And certainly some sort of accessories would have been nice too. Joker, I'm going to give him an 8.5. I think they did a lot of things well with this figure. And for the few small gripes I have, more importantly the limbs in the arms, the articulation in the arms, I think as a whole DC Collectibles did a really solid job on this figure. The head sculpt is top notch. Today's toy spot, we're having a look at the DC Collectibles Arkham Origins The Joker. Stay tuned, Spot's got the reviews of the other figures from Arkham Origins heading your way as well. I'll see you guys next time.